Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you with a Pokemon sales data video. Not gonna lie, I feel okay. I had 3 slices of chicken bacon ranch pizza. I took a nap with the child after watching 90 Day Fiance, and I don't know if you've ever seen that. Pretty crazy. Dark Dragonite, first edition PSA 9, sold for $295. Now the top 3 bids on this was $230, $290, $295. $295 I'm not sure is a record price, but we definitely had those two that jumped it past the 275, 280 mark, which was nice. I like the competition. Slow King first edition PSA 8. So the Dark Dragonite I had gotten for $250 a few weeks ago, and the Slow King I got for $150 a few weeks ago. But this Slow King first edition PSA 8, top 5 bids for $125, $128, $133, nice little cluster, and then $171 and $174. So again, just took these two to bring it up to a record price point. Misty Seadra first edition PSA 9 sold for $138. Blossom first edition PSA 9 from Neo Genesis sold for $110, record price point for that card. Speaking of record price points, Misty's Gyarados first edition PSA 9 from Gym Challenge set sold for $250. This means minimum that Misty's Gyarados PSA 10 should be $750. I'm eventually, over the next couple of months, most likely before the end of the year, I will have to take the couple of Misty's Gyarados I have, because that will reach the $1,000 mark probably by the end of the year. Again, I have I think 2 or 3 extra. I have like 4 in total. I have a lot. Houndoom from Neo Rev, first edition PSA 9, sold for $375. It didn't have like a bunch of bids. It was just $375 was the starting bid. One person bid on it. One person got it. I think that is a good buy. I think that card is undervalued. Speaking of Houndoom, first edition PSA 9, Neo Discovery, that one had a starting bid of $300. Nobody bought it. I think that is undervalued as well. Someone should have bought that, because a Houndoom from Neo Discovery, first edition PSA 10, so, that is top 5 bids, $650, $661, and then $1,000. I was winning this fucking auction. The last 4, I put, you know what, the top bid was like $661. I was like, I put $800. And so I put, I'm winning, or $888, you know, just to make sure. I was like, fuck it, I'll put it $1,000, because that's my max bid. And like 4 seconds left. It's like, okay, $1,000, it's done. $1,025, $1,125, no, too late. Fucking, I was outbid from 1,000 to 1,100 to 1,125. I mean, I want to say thank God, because I didn't want to spend more than 1,000. I was going to just use the PayPal credit line, but this card, even though it was a first edition PSA 10, the Houndoom first edition PSA 10 from Neo Discovery only has 31 PSA 10 copies. That is much less than Giovanni's Persian. That's much less than Misty's Golduck. 31 PSA 10 copies. So 1125 is stupid undervalued. However, this one in particular should have been a 9 just because of the off-centeredness. Like, the right was thick, the left was thin. Like, it should have been a 9 just for the, like, you could get it regraded as a 9 OC. Like that, just because. So if I'm going to get a 10, do I want natural 10? Yes. Yeah, and then the Houndoom from Neo Rev, first edition PSA 10, only has 26 PSA 10 copies. So these are minimum 2,000, 2, 3. If someone said right now, like, hey, if we could somehow work out a thing with your credit line, $3,000, I'll give you either one of these. Yeah, that is fine, because that is so undervalued right now. It is both of them incredibly undervalued. Shadowless Charizard PSA 8 sold for $1,700. See a little bit of a dip, because the last one sold for $2,100, so this one down to 1.7. A little bit of dip. So whoever got that, good for you. Rocket Sneak Attack first edition PSA 9 sold for $77. That is a record price point for that grade. The 10 I think we've seen at like 100 or 150 maybe. That 77 says we should see at like 210, 215 the next one, but it's just not that popular of a card. So maybe 180. I don't know how to judge that. By the math, it should be 210, 215, but again, because it's not a popular card, who knows. Nidoqueen first edition PSA 9 from the Jungle set. I've seen a bunch of these go recently. 150, 152, 132, and this one sold for 170. There's only 93 PSA 10, so there's not a lot. However, there are 372 PSA 9s. It's similar to the Erica's Venusaur from Gym Challenge, which has like 77 or 81 PSA 10s and like 300 something PSA 9s. Now, obviously for Erica's Venusaur, it's a much more popular card just because it's slightly better artwork, and it's Erica's Venusaur. Venusaur is just one of the starters, so it gets a premium of between $2,000 and $3,000 for that 10, and the 9 gets between $400 and $500 currently. I think that 9 should be a $1,000 card, but I digress. Dark Charizard First Edition PSA 10. Top bunch of bids were $22.98, $2,300, $2,500, $2,750, and the top two bids were $3,000 each. I don't know which one of them won it, but $3,000. If it's not the first card, it's definitely one of the first cards to have that $3,000 mark for this card. So we are setting the bar. This looks like this card has retrace and it's gone back up. Again, the rocket set, from the night that was printed a lot. There's a lot of prints with that. So it was interesting to see that even though this has well over 400 PSA 10 copies, still getting $3,000 a card. Again, it is a Charizard. Even though the artwork I don't think is as good as, let's say, like Blaine's Charizard or Crystal Charizard, or pretty much any one of them. It's just the second Charizard to appear. It's Rocket's Charizard, so it's dark. It's still cool. Blastoise First Edition PSA 8 from base set. Top four bids were $1,600, $1,625, $1,777, and $1,802. So $1,802 for a First Edition PSA 8 Blastoise. Record price point for that card. Wow. Shining Charizard First Edition PSA 10. So up until this point, we've had a couple of June 2nd. It either sold for $7,500 or $8,000, depending on how it was done. Then on the 25th of June, sold for $7,400. 28th of June sold for $8,900. 29th of June sold for $7,200. So that we had like three go within a 4-day period, from the 25th to the 29th. We haven't had one go since then. So we had a month, see what happens. Now there is only 198 PSA 10s. So this is a lot. Like for Blaine's Charizard, that is 286 PSA 10. So there's sorry, this 90 is 88 more. There's 88, right? Because 90 would be, yes. So there's 88 more Blaine's Charizards than there are for Shining Charizard. So that being said, there's a lot more competition with Charizards. That matters. Top six bids were $8,400, $8,500, $8,600. Okay, 5 bids. All right, $8,700, and the winning bid was $8,800. So much competition. 5 of these people were willing to spend $8,400 or above to get this card. Had it gone on for another 20 minutes, maybe we'd gotten another. I know that if I had $10,000 extra right now, I would have said, okay, $9,000. I would have done, because this is a $10,000 card. And I did a little bit of math to see the market cap of this card. Now, at Shining Charizard, if we take the most recent sale, $8,800, because there's 198 of them, there you have people willing to spend $1,742,400 on this card. Now, even though there is 88 more copies of Blaine's Charizard, even though I think it's arguably better artwork, there's still so much more of them that people aren't willing to spend that much money. I used $4,000, even though I think $4,500 is the most recent price point, but $4,000 is just even numbers, so that's what I chose. You're looking at $1,144,000 if we do $4,000 times 286. So definitely Shiny Charizard is the most coveted right now. Also because there are 198 PSA 10s for Shiny Charizard. There's not that many 9s. Like the 9s might be 200 something. There's not a lot. Blaine's Charizard, there is 286 PSA 10s, but there's like 400 something PSA 9s. So there's, if you want to pay a little bit less, like if you don't want to pay $4,500, you can pay $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, and you get the PSA 9. Same artwork, you just get a little bit of whitening in the back, a little bit of edgeware, whatever it is. But same thing with this. You could cut this in half for the Shining Charizard, and you can get a Shining Charizard PSA 9 for $4,000. So you could, yeah, that's pretty incredible. I don't know what the Unlimited goes for. Usually the Blaine's Charizard and the Unlimited Charizard PSA 10, they stay neck and neck. So I'm curious to see what the Unlimited Charizard goes. I'll look that up for you guys. Kangaskhan First Edition PSA 9 sold for $210. Snorlax First Edition PSA 8. Smeargle, not Snorlax. Smeargle First Edition PSA 8 sold for $96. And so it's rare that a WotC PSA 8 sells for almost $100 without it being like, like a Crystal Nidoking or a Charizard or something, like a starter. So I looked, and Smeargle First Edition PSA 10, there's only 18 of those. That should be several $1,000s for that card. And there's only 82 PSA 9s. So between the 10s and the 9s, there's only 100 of them. And then there's only 73 PSA 8. So like, okay, yeah, this card is pretty undervalued, even still. Charizard Shadowless Charizard PSA 8, like I had before, sold for 1.7 grand. So normally with a, what's that called? Normally with a signature, for Arita, if you put Arita's signature on anything, it will usually double what it is. Like a Charizard PSA 8, Shadowless Charizard PSA 8 sold for 1,700. Arita signature should have bought a 3,400, but this one, Shadowless Charizard PSA 8 with the Rita signature, got the autograph, got a 9, sold for $4,500. So that was interesting. Like it more than doubled. Maybe because it was a Charizard, but I thought that was really interesting. Meganium First Edition PSA 10, number 11. So it's the one that is easier to grade. It is not as good artwork. It's just more common, more readily available. It sold for $1,891. Record price point for that card. Blaine's Moltres First Edition PSA 9 sold for $385. Giovanni's Gyarados First Edition PSA 8 sold for $153. That is a record price point for that card, which should mean that the 9 should get close to $300 the next time that sells, and which means the 10 should get... I might have to take my Giovanni's Gyarados definitely by the end of the year and bring it to the bank, because that will be a $1,000 card. I've said this. That's why I got that Giovanni's Gyarados at $600. I knew that was undervalued. The market is catching up to it. You could tell the price of the 10s by what the 8s and the 9s... Whichever moves first. You could tell what the rest of them are going to do by what the 8s... Tell what the 10's going to do, what the 8s and 9's going to do. You can tell what the 8s and 9's going to do, what the 10's going to do. The 8s are just moving first, follow the 9s, the 10 will follow shortly after. Again, there's not that... There's less than 100 I know there's less than 150 First Edition PSA 10 Giovanni's Gyarados. There was like 118, there might be 131 now, something like that. Undervalued. Sabrina's Alakazam First Edition PSA 9 sold for $180. So just do some back of the math real quick. $540 is what that PSA 10 should be. So when I got mine, for like $400, like steal. So there's another Sabrina's Alakazam First Edition PSA 10 on auction. The bid was like $490. I put $515. I'm winning that because the minimum of that price point should be $540 for that 10. If the 9 sold for $180, that 10 should sell for $540 minimum. And that's another. There's only 131 PSA 10 copies of that Sabrina's Alakazam. So there's not a lot of that, and it's a third stage evolution. It's not like a Misty's Golduck, which is probably a bad example because that's really hard to get. It's really popular. But generally, third stage evolutions are the ones that usually get a little bit more money. That's just what I've seen. Blaine. All right, so this was a lot. It had a Blaine's Charizard First Edition PSA 8, Blaine's Charmeleon First Edition PSA 10, Blaine's Charmander First Edition PSA 10, a Blaine's Last Resort PSA 10 from X and Y from 2018, and then we had a Blaine, like the Hollow First Edition PSA 10, and a Gym Challenge pack, like a Gym Challenge pack of the Gym First Edition. I don't know if it was weight. It was probably weighed light, but even still, this should have been okay. Let's say like 700 plus 800, 900, 1,000. All right, so this should be minimum $1,000. Sold for $895. So whoever got that, you got a good deal on that. Congrats. All right, guys, that is it for me. I'm still tired, even after the nap. I have to work out. I wasn't working out this morning because I was about to. I made a protein shake. I filled it up to there, so it's 1,000 mLs, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna sip this on the way there. I'm gonna do some pull-ups and biceps, But then it was raining, and I was like, I'm gonna try to do pull-ups and fall flat on my ass. So I didn't. So I'm gonna try to do it now after the video uploads. All right, I love you guys. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye. Comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Watch 90 Day Fiancé. That shit's hilarious. I swear.